Brand new Reddit story with updates. Hope you guys enjoy. Background: I, 28F, have been friends with Molly, 29F, since college. We've been through thick and thin together, and I'd say she's one of my closest friends. We were roommates for 4 years, supported each other during our first real jobs, breakups, and even celebrated each other's career promotions. Despite everything, our financial perspectives have always differed a bit. I consider myself a planner, preferring to budget and live well within my means, whereas Molly has a more of live-in-the-moment attitude. This difference in financial styles has rarely caused friction before. I understood her priorities and respected them. If she wanted to spend more on experiences, clothes, and dining out, that was her choice. However, over the years, I've watched Molly struggle with money. She often relied on her credit cards to pay for her lifestyle, and there have been multiple times when she's confided in me about feeling overwhelmed by debt. Still, I've always avoided preaching. I never wanted to be that friend who comes across as condescending or judgmental. But I also wasn't keen on enabling her behavior by covering for her expenses, so I've always stayed out of her financial matters. The car situation. About a year ago, Molly decided she wanted to buy a car. She'd been taking the bus to work and using rideshare apps for social events, but she felt it was time for an upgrade. Initially, I was supportive. I mean, who wouldn't want the convenience of a car, especially after dealing with unreliable public transportation for years? She began sending me links to luxury cars that were way out of her budget. She was eyeing a flashy European model, brand new, with all the bells and whistles, leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, the works. It was gorgeous, no doubt, but it didn't seem like the best fit for her financial situation. When she told me she was serious about buying it, I gently suggested maybe looking into a used car or a more affordable brand. I figured she'd appreciate the practicality and lower costs in the long run. I even went as far as to research some reliable, used options in her area and showed her what I found. But she brushed me off, saying she wanted a car she really loved, not just one she needed. She went on about how she works hard and deserves something nice for herself. Financing and first red flags. Fast forward a few weeks, and Molly proudly announced that she'd bought the luxury car, through financing, of course. She'd taken out a hefty loan, and her monthly payments were high. Not only that, but her insurance premium skyrocketed. We're talking about an insurance package that costs as much as some people's rent. And that wasn't all. Since the car was high maintenance, she needed a specific type of premium gas and regular servicing at authorized dealerships. At first, she seemed thrilled. She loved posting pictures with her new car on social media, and every time we hung out, she wanted to drive. But soon, I could tell the financial strain was starting to wear her down. About 2 months in, she casually mentioned that she had started borrowing from her savings to cover her car payments. That was the first time I felt truly uneasy. The ask, around 6 months into her new car ownership, Molly called me, sounding panicked. Her car had broken down, and she was stranded on the side of the road. I drove out to meet her, and after several hours waiting for a tow truck, we found out that the repair would cost over $3,000. Molly was in complete shock. The warranty didn't cover this particular repair, and apparently, she hadn't budgeted for any unexpected car expenses. She looked at me, wide-eyed, and said, "I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. Could you maybe lend me the money? Just this once?" My response: here's where things get complicated. I genuinely care about Molly, and I didn't want to see her in distress. But lending her that kind of money wasn't something I felt comfortable doing. Not only had she ignored my advice to go with a more affordable option, but this was far from a one-time financial hiccup for her. She'd been digging herself deeper into debt for years, and every time someone bailed her out, it just enabled her spending habits further. I calmly told her that I couldn't lend her the money, reminding her that I had advised against buying such an expensive car in the first place. She didn't take it well. She got upset, accusing me of being unsupportive and saying I was lucky to have my finances in order. She even went as far as to claim I didn't understand what it was like to want nice things and feel like you deserve them. Fallout. Since then, things have been tense between us. Molly paid for the repairs using her credit card, and I know it's only added to her financial strain. She's been distant, and mutual friends have told me she feels like I'm abandoned her in a time of need. A few even hinted that maybe I could have helped her since she's my friend, but I'm not sure. I feel guilty, but I also feel like helping would have just been feeding into a cycle. So, Reddit, AITA? Update 1, a few days later. Hi, everyone. First off, thanks to everyone who shared their thoughts. I was blown away by how many people weighed in, and the range of perspectives really helped me think this through. I honestly didn't expect so much interest, and I've been going back and forth on what to do, especially since a lot of you encouraged me to think about the long-term impact of Molly's financial habits on our friendship. To answer a common question that came up, yes, this was the first time she's directly asked me for a loan, but there have been many other smaller instances where she's hinted at needing help. I once paid for her portion of a group vacation because she forgot her wallet, and when I told her to pay me back, she laughed it off and said, "We'll balance it out someday, right?" I tried reaching out to her a couple of days ago to check in and maybe clear the air. I suggested we meet up for coffee, but she replied with a short message saying, "I need some space. Maybe just focus on people who don't mind helping their friends." I honestly don't know how to respond to that, so I've decided to give her the space she asked for. But it feels awkward and unresolved, and I hate feeling like I've lost a friend over something that could have been prevented if she'd just been more realistic about her finances. Update 2, a week later. Hello again, Reddit. I wish I could say things have improved, but it's been a roller coaster. After giving Molly space for about a week, I heard from a mutual friend that she was really hurt and believed I didn't care about her struggles. Our friend mentioned that Molly even shared my initial post on her social media, obviously without my username, with a caption like, "Some people only help you when it's convenient for them." A few people from our friend group reached out, and one even suggested I should apologize to keep the peace. She told me that Molly's car repair had set her back even further, and she's been struggling to keep up with rent and other bills. But here's the thing. Several other friends privately messaged me, saying they agree with my decision to set boundaries, even if they're uncomfortable bringing it up around Molly. It's a weird dynamic, to say the least. Some friends seem to think I owe her more loyalty, while others think she's being unreasonable. I'm honestly starting to wonder if I was too harsh in denying her the money, even though I know my decision was based on my personal boundaries. Update 3. 2 weeks later, a surprising development. Thanks for sticking with me on this one. Things took a bit of an unexpected turn. Molly texted me yesterday, asking if we could meet up to talk things out. She apologized for lashing out and said she was feeling frustrated and embarrassed about her financial situation. It was the first time she'd admitted to feeling overwhelmed and like she was drowning in debt. During our talk, I told her that I genuinely care about her, but I can't keep feeling pressure to bail her out whenever her financial decisions backfire. I suggested that she consider seeing a financial counselor or looking into budgeting tools to help get a handle on things. To my surprise, she didn't get defensive this time. She seemed genuinely open to it and even mentioned she'd been thinking about changing her lifestyle because the debt was suffocating her. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm also wary. I told her that if she really wanted to take steps toward financial independence, I'd support her however I could, just not by lending her money. She seemed receptive, but only time will tell if she follows through. Final update. 1 month later. I thought I'd give one last update since a lot has happened. After our last talk, Molly actually took a huge step. She reached out to a financial counselor. She started learning about budgeting and even shared with me that she's working on a payment plan to tackle her credit card debt. It's been amazing to see her grow, and she even thanked me recently for holding my ground. She said that losing my support, temporarily, made her realize she couldn't keep relying on others to fix her problems. We're slowly rebuilding our friendship, and while it's not exactly back to normal, I feel like we're in a healthier place. To anyone who's been in a similar situation, setting boundaries isn't easy, especially with people you love. But sometimes it's exactly what they need to grow. Thanks again for all the advice and support, Reddit. I think we're both in a better place because of it.